Good afternoon, good evening, namaskaram. I'm Dr. Kusum Punjabi, all the way from New York in United States. It's a very exciting time, and I want to welcome all the Sakshi viewers today to a great segment that we have for you. Today, I'm going to actually be speaking to the two biggest Indian doctor leaders in the United States currently at this moment. With me here, I have Dr. Suresh Reddy. He is the past president of the American Association of Physicians of Indian Origin, which is also called API. And with me is also Dr. Sudhakar Jonalagada, who is the current president as of yesterday of API. I welcome you both today on Sakshi TV. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you, Pooja. Kusum, and I appreciate having us.
Thank you, Kusum.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I just want to let the viewers of Sakshi know that the American Association of Physicians of Indian Origin is one of the largest association of Indian doctors outside of India. It is the second largest organization of doctors in the United States. It represents about 100,000 Indian physicians, and it is truly a great place where we network, we grow in mind, we grow in skill, and we really go out there and make a difference in the community. We just had a change of guard as of yesterday, where Dr. Suresh Reddy gave up his presidency and has become the immediate past president, and Dr. Sudhakar Jonalagada just took on as the president. So we're very excited today to be talking to both the presidents to hear about them. First from Dr. Reddy, very quickly about what his past accomplishments were, and then from Dr. Jonalagada about what his future goals and accomplishments are for API. So I want to start with you, Dr. Reddy. How are you doing today? How does it feel being just the immediate past president of API?
Thank you, Kusum, and Sakshi Prekshakulandariki Namaskaramu. Thank you so much, Andy. Thank you for including us this morning. And Kusum, it's an honor and privilege to be here speaking to the people from Andhra Pradesh. And the last year has been very challenging in the sense that when I first took over, the main challenges were there was API was thought that it has become more of a non-educational path, and financially the constraints were very tough, and some of the people thought it was losing its goal, missions, and path. And when I took over, my promise was that I will work very closely with the Board of Trustees and Charitable Foundation, and following that also very closely with the three generations, the senior generation, the younger generation, and ours. And the most important was the financial stability was kind of stake. And so those are the three things I wanted to work on, and at the end of the year, I think we were able to reach, we passed those goals, and we were able to do very good in all these three areas.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Just for the viewers to know, Dr. Suresh Reddy is a neuro-interventional radiologist. He's trained in India. He has taught in like top institutions in America, and he currently is based in Chicago, and he lives there with his wife, and he's doing really amazing things there. Thank you, Dr. Reddy. Now up to Dr. Sudhakar Jonalagada, who is holding such a big, sort of, I call it a crown, or I call it holding such a big, wearing such a big cape, which is representing 100,000 Indian physicians in the United States as the current president of API. How does it feel to be where you are, Dr. Jonalagada?
Yeah. First of all, namaskaram andi, Swati Prekshakulandariki, Sakshi Prekshakulandariki. Kusum, thanks for having us. It is a great honor to take charge as 37th president of American Association of Physicians of Indian Origin. As you mentioned that, we represent interest of more than 100,000 physicians, probably more than that now, as recent static shows, we're up to 200,000 now. So it is a really great honor, and the change of gavel happened yesterday, and Dr. Reddy gave the gavel to me, and went very well. The virtual has been done, and I born in place Guntur in Andhra Pradesh, and after that, I went to medical school in Rangaraya Medical College in Kakinada. Then after that, I came over here and did my fellowship in gastroenterology and liver transplantation. And most important thing, what we always think, we need something to do good for our community physicians, and RP the one, the big platform to do for our physician families, and which we did. And Dr. Reddy mentioned, during the COVID conditions, RP worked very hard. And during my year, this is my plans actually. There are a couple. I have big plans, but most important, crucial one I want to share with you, the clinical observership program. Children coming from India, if they want to do residency, they don't have much American experience. Okay, so I'm going to give some big platform for them. Okay, so they can spend some time with our US physicians in the United States, get some experience, how to see the patients, and best mannerisms, all will help a lot to get a good letter for apply for residency. That we are offering first time through API. And also, webinar become very popular now since the COVID, for last 4 months, we did almost 50 webinars. Now, I think, we are giving one membership benefit for our API members. We're going to offer 20 free CME credits for our members, so that, any state in the country, they require only 40 hours for reissuing a license, renewal of license.
Right.
So I offer 20 free CMEs for them. And
wow.
That's the thing. Also, this time, we are going to do a different way of research. I'm going to involve API in the research also, so that these three things, and also obviously we have to make API financially stable, and that's my goal also, do some fundraising for organization, so that you strengthen the organization. That's me. And
I'm so glad you brought that up. Yeah.
The third one, the fourth one is immigration. A lot of our Indian physicians H1 visa, they're still struggling to get visas, and this I'm going to do this year. Increase those, so that talk to the legislations, see they can able to get these H1 to green card holders, able to enhance the process. And also, I'm trying to do RP pack, which is done, but it's pretty inactive. This year I'm going to activate the RP pack, which is very important. The Consul General yesterday, she came to our inauguration, and she said, RP should have pack. Sure, of course, we have pack, but we are going to energize this year. Thank you.
Just so the viewers know, the RP PAC stands for Political Action Committee, where essentially the physicians support political leaders that can forward the mission of healthcare. So this is really phenomenal that you're going to be doing that. That's awesome. Now I want to talk a little bit about the goals of what the Indian physicians here in the United States are doing for our counterparts in India, one. And two, also, what are we doing for our Indians in India? So, Dr. Reddy, I want to start with you. What were the different projects that you had done in India when you were the president of API?
So, there are several projects. We have some long-standing charitable foundation projects. We have like 14 clinics, and which have been there for a couple of decades. We have been funding them. But this year, then the present president, Dr. Sudhakar Jonalagada, tried to energize the charitable foundation and put some new blood into that, and also this is the first time this year we have turned the direction of charitable foundation with all the help of all the executive committees and officers, that community service is not just community service in India, so you have to do community service here too. So when we worked for this COVID, that's when the charitable foundation under the leadership of Dr. Kapasi donated 25,000 from the foundation. That is a historic, because that shows they are changing the direction and trying to help here. Coming to what we did for physicians in India, several things. When we first took over last year, our main goal was on the education. Like we have several projects. One is education, mentoring, research, charity, and service. Coming to the education part, we educate public education and physician education and medical student education. Coming to the public education, we did several projects, especially during the COVID. It was all education, education, education. Every RP member and actually every physician in the world right now has a PhD in COVID. So we took very strong and very active part on this. So coming to the physician part, we involved it's like global physicians from British, Europe, India, Australia. So because we were one of the first hit and hard hit, And like US, we are willing to share knowledge. So we give great like you at the front lines working in the emergency rooms. You are able to share knowledge to all these new people who did not get exposure to the disease at that time. And coming to the medical students, when we do the Global Health Summit, that's where most of the education interaction happens. We had several workshops in almost every specialty. We included the physicians from India, and also for the first time, we did that medical student jeopardy. 100 medical students from 20 different medical colleges participated very energetically, and we had cash prizes. That was a huge hit. So these are some of them. And we are also doing mentoring. And recently, during the COVID summit, we did a huge medical student event in India. 50,000 medical students joined, and that was historic. And there were so many events that happened. So these are some of the things we have been doing, and I'm sure under the leadership of Sudhakar, these will be even in a better shape.
Yeah, 100%. Dr. Janala Gadda, big footsteps for you to follow, which I'm not even going to say follow, because I saw you neck and neck with Dr. Reddy and really supporting him all this, last couple of years. Can you please talk with us about your future goals, about what you're going to be doing in India, especially with your Global Health Summit that's going to be coming up and all your other plans, hopefully that, without the problems of COVID, we can go forward with.
Yeah. Dr. Reddy left a big foot there, so I had to cope up with that. I had to work more hard, to catch up his energy, Anyway, as we always do Global Healthcare Summit in India in the month of December, December, end of the December and January. And this year, we plan to do in Visakhapatnam, which is a coastal city in Andhra Pradesh, in January 2nd and 3rd. We already met the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Jagannath Reddy Garu, and the Health Minister and Doctor. And I think they're all very excited, and they would like to, hopefully they all participate if the country opens for the visitors. So that is one of the issues we are facing right now, when the country is going to open for visitors and they can able to freely move around like any other country. So that's one of the plan. And my main goal, what I'm going to do in Global Healthcare Summit is, and I'm a liver doctor, okay? And I went to see a lot of the Indians suffering with liver disease, but their education and unawareness of the disease is very, very different. You have to know because of lack of education. Myself, I lost a brother-in-law because of hepatitis B, which is very predominant. And I think, we're going to educate, actually motivate these states of Andhra Pradesh, in India, entire India. Dr. Harshvardhan is very, very promoting for this education systems in India. So we're going to promote liver disease awareness in through RP, particularly hepatitis B, and liver transplantation too. And that's one of the motto we're going to do. And obviously, if everything went well, July 2021, we're going to do our summit in Orlando, July 4th weekend. So these are the most important things. Obviously, this year, regarding our legislative issues, the Polish government actually they invited us as to make some international relations with API actually, and we may travel to Poland in the month of October. Hopefully that the weather allows, and so we're going to sign some MOU with them. So maybe they want to come, and I don't have a lot of logistics right this time. But one of the plan, we may go to Poland, meet the health ministry there, and promote the system through RP. And also, we're going to have a legislative session in April next year in Washington, D.C., which we always do every year. And we plan to do it in April. So there are certain things we are planning for next year.
Awesome. I just want to let the viewers of Sakshi TV know that the Global Health Summit is one of the biggest things that the presidents of RPs organize. Being here in America, they make connections and they network with physicians, with politicians in India, and they organize a 3 to 4 day summit where physicians from all over India and physicians from all over the United States of Indian origin meet in a city in India where we exchange ideas of how we are practicing medicine, There are workshops, there are women's forums, there's entertainment. It's actually one of the best highlights. Dr. Suresh Reddy's was a very successful one, and Dr. Janala Gadda is planning on doing his as well right now in Visakhapatnam. Again, he set the dates for January 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I really hope every Sakshi TV supports that event, and that all the viewers also try to attend it, because it's really open to public and it's really a phenomenal time. There's a lot of energy when we come there to India to do this. I'd like to ask Dr. Reddy to talk a little bit about how he, as the president of API, during the pandemic, which nobody will ever forget, hosted one of the most successful virtual summits online. Can you please talk about that with us, Dr. Reddy?
So, yeah, so we were, when we first took over, our main educational goals was awareness of CPR and awareness of obesity prevention. We had the success. We did events in all the 7 continents, including Antarctica. So when that was going on and we are focusing on the financial stability, this COVID hit us hard. And COVID, it did not give us time. It did not give us the physicians time, the people time, the government time. So it's like a Trishul attack, 3-prong attack. The government attacking one aspect, the physicians attacking one aspect, where the general population, they are attacking 80% of the aspect. So when the COVID hit, so we released several news items and news press releases for general population. Like we requested the government to do total lockdown. That was one of the main preventive action. And we requested the government to introduce total universal masking. We asked every person to wear a mask, because that's one of the most effective prevention that was working. We also released press releases and media releases about hand washing and good hygiene. So those were the general things, but the real ones were the second part, where the physicians working online on the front lines, we had to train them, because there are most of these diseases were affected initially in the Northeast area, where you were the front line, you were fighting the COVID, and you were one of the pioneers and frontliners who first saw these COVID patients in the Northeast. And but we had to disseminate this information to all the rural areas in the United States, different states where they are not exposed. So we had these webinars. We arranged these webinars, almost more than 70 webinars, and 250 world-renowned speakers spoke during those webinars. And these were attended on an average to 250 to 300, 350 people every session. We were doing this at least twice a week. We were like educating, and that was on a like war front, because that is the most important thing, because there were no books. It's like first-time parenting. You don't know what to do, so you just do it and fly on the fly and learn on the fly. So many research papers presented, so many research publications were produced, and so much information came within those 3 months. It was like a global war, and against this virus. And it's not against human versus human, but this is human versus virus. So this was like a strange type of disease, and I'm fortunate that I'm in this role at this time, because it put API to test. It put API, and API tested API, and API stood up strong and passed out with flying colors.
Yes, that's phenomenal. I mean, I've attended so many of these seminars. I've participated as a speaker. So I'm really grateful to you doing this. I learned a lot. Dr. Sudhakar, you kind of spearheaded for Dr. Reddy the donation of the masks. Could you please talk about that a little bit, about your role in the virtual summit, and how you, as a president-elect of API at that time, how you kind of spearheaded so many different activities?
Well, my participation in virtual, most of the things done by Dr. Reddy. He's a radiologist, okay? He's a magic things he does, So actually, I did not do much on virtual. But as a team leader, we participated in all those. I conducted some of the webinars during a virtual summit, as a moderator and everything, selecting the speakers, and educate them. Most important thing, we educated the members how to start the practices after COVID. For example, I'm a gastroenterologist. I have an ambulatory surgical center, and what are the guidelines to use to start a practice after COVID? So that went very well, and actually this is important thing for the members to understand, these kind of situations, how are we going to start their practice again after shutting their office for several months. So those things are very beneficial for the members. And some of those seminars, some of the webinars during the virtual was outstanding seminar, and great speakers. And I think this is really first time we are doing because of the pandemic, and very well. All our members received very well this virtual summit. And most important, we taught the members, not only in India here, what are the basic things to do. First of all, when you see a patient, when you start your practice, after this, using PPE, all kind of stuff. These are all simple things, but these are things we should learn in the day-to-day practice.
Right. Dr. Janalagada, can you talk a little bit about your different committees, right? You have several committees in API. What are their different roles, and how can the viewers or who are physicians get involved?
Sure. This year, the standing committees, we give 50% of the standing committee chairs goes to the woman power. So I'm so proud that, the women are participating in this year's standing committees. And there are several committees, for example, like legislative section is very important, so that they interact with the legislators in the capital. That's one of the important committee. And this year, we have a second generation academic affairs, because you will work on the research, all kind of stuff. Alumni committee is very important because this committee will connect with all the API is so big. There are so many alumni chapters are there. This committee will connect the alumni chapters to the parent API. That's very important. And we have awards committee during our convention. Actually, we recognize the members who really work hard in the specialty, academics, and also some charity work, all kind of stuff. We will recognize them through this committee. And Women's Forum is very, very important. Women's Forum is very popular in API. Okay? So we have that committee, and one of the lady, Dr. Anjana Samadar, is victim of COVID actually, and she's going to look into that. And these are several committees are there, and these are all very important. They're very, very energetic people are there. Hopefully, I'm sure they're going to do a great job this year, and we're going to have a great year.
Yes. So just to let the viewers know, for those of you who belong to certain medical schools, whether it's KEM, whether it's Guntur Medical College, Manipal, Amritsar, the Alumni Affairs of API is a great committee for you to connect with API and get involved and find out what the organization is doing. You can become to the alumni committee chair. You can get involved in alumni affairs. And you can also come and attend the convention. The convention is a great place to meet people. So that's one of the best things that you can do, as a viewer. To get involved by contacting through the API.org website. You can see the different committee heads that are there, whether it's the Women's Forum, Legislative Affairs, etc. And you can use all that information to kind of connect with the API president himself. And both the API presidents are phenomenal. Dr. Suresh Reddy's email is right there. Dr. Janalagada's email is right there. So these are great ways to connect to both the presidents. Also, if you have any sort of goals to achieve or other things that you want to do within API. Dr. Reddy, can you talk a little bit about your Antarctica excursion that has never been done before in API?
Right. So it was a very interesting. So every year we have like several things we do in API, several awareness programs, and we also do some social networking, especially where the families of the API members come together, and we bundle them with some CMEs and some our awareness programs. So we were thinking every year the president picks one place, and I like to do some eccentric things all the time. So I thought, okay, I'll do something different. So we did a thought of Antarctica because it was on the bucket list of several of our members. It was considered like one of the final vacation spots. So we thought of it and we did it, and it came out as a huge hit. It started as we along with that we did this obesity prevention in South America, in Argentina, in Panama City, Central America, and also in Antarctica. And also we did CPR events in all these places. So it was very gratifying. And coming to Antarctica trip itself is it's amazing. it's almost like going to heaven. It's amazing. And well, there are some, you get ups and downs with turbulences in the Drake Passage. That was also fun. And we developed a lot of camaraderie, and all the officers came, and Sudhakar was also there, and he helped us on one of the cruises. And it was an amazing experience, and we did. We had a great time, and not only great time, but we had good CMEs, good entertainment, good camaraderies, and we connected the chief, the ambassador to Indian ambassador to Argentina was there to help us. So they guided us, they hosted us one night. So it was an amazing experience. And coming to the COVID, I just have to tell you one more thing. We honored the frontline people, more than like 10,000 nurses. We honored them in over 100 hospitals in over 40 states, including Alaska, by sponsoring their lunches. So this is one thing I wanted to API did.
As a frontline worker, I can tell you the masks that API sent through you both to my emergency department was so valued, and we are so using it, and I'm so grateful to you all and both of you for everything you all are doing for API. My final question is to Dr. Janana.
And another one more thing I wanted to tell.
Reiterate, what are the two big dates? I guess the two big summits of yours. One is going to be in Visakhapatnam and one's going to be in Orlando. Can you just talk about the dates and what what are the different events you're going to have?
Thank you, Kusuma. In Visakhapatnam Global Health Summit is going to be in January 2nd and 3rd. And usually, for these events, we'll have a pre-summit. Pre-summit means members, going to have some kind of trip before the summit, before they reach Visakhapatnam. But again, it's all depending on the situation, how the COVID will permit to travel around. Okay, we thought of going to Vietnam, Cambodia actually to take our members there.
Wow.
Come to Visakhapatnam. I still hoping though. I still crossing my finger it happen or not. We were supposed to go in July to Japan and South Korea actually, and that has been postponed to April actually, because of the COVID.
Right.
Otherwise, it would been a great trip aligned for the members. And in Visakhapatnam, they're going to have CME activities. Number one, of course, they're going to have obesity walk on the beach, and actually the Director General of Police agreed to come and join us actually for the obesity walk from Andhra Pradesh Director General of Police. And we're going to do the women's forum, and we're going to do the most important thing, a lot of workshops for the local members, local physicians. The local physicians are very excited actually. When I did the initial workup for the summit, a lot of physicians came, they showed our support, that they're going to involve for the summit, during January 2nd, 3rd. Not only that, the rest of the colleges in the state, they're also very welcome the summit. Obviously, we're going to do Jeopardy for the young students, and which Hyderabad they did last year. And probably want to do more. We want to involve with the more colleges, entire country, so that they can involve with the Jeopardy program. And I'm thinking, we may go to the Araku Valley, which is the very popular resort in Andhra Pradesh. And we're going to stay one night there. And we may do a health fair to the rural people. People live in Girijan, they call it Girijan. Girijan means, they live in the valley, Those, some people may not have good health care, We're trying to do some kind of health fair for them in Araku Valley. Then come back to Visakhapatnam, do our summit, and probably, post-summit, our members may visit some temples. The Simhachalam temple is one of the popular temples in close to Visakhapatnam. Probably they visit that and come back home. That's what we're lined up for a summit. And July 4th, we're going to do in Orlando. I'm sure a lot of people want to come and watch Mickey and Harry Potter, our members. And since we unable to do in Chicago, I'm sure, they'd love to come and meet personally, in Orlando. Hopefully it happens. I'm crossing my fingers.
Yes. This is awesome. So I just want to reiterate the dates are coming up, and we are literally our best wishes and blessings for you, Dr. Sudhakar Janalakatha, on your new journey. And for Dr. Suresh Reddy, you deserve some really good rest for at least a week or so, and then you're past president.
Is it okay if I make a couple of statements?
Yeah, of course.
So two things. One thing is my uncle, Dr. Sadashiva Reddy, and my cousin Srinivas Reddy, they are both API members, donated almost $70,000 for the COVID fund relief for the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Dr. Jagan Reddy Garu. And the most important thing I wanted to say, during the COVID season, all our doctors, they are almost like 60, 70, or even many API volunteer doctors. We created a helpline, online helpline, and we took care of more than 1,000 Indian seniors visitors in India, in US, who are visiting in US, and they are stranded here. We took on online prescriptions and health care of them by telehealth, and that was extremely well received by our Prime Minister Modi ji. That's why he came as a chief guest to address us. So I want to thank us. Thank you.
That's awesome. And I attended Prime Minister Modi ji's talk in your virtual summit, and that was phenomenal. And I really hope, Dr. Janalakatha, with your year, we're looking forward to all the amazing events in Vizag, in Vietnam, Cambodia, as well as in Poland, in Washington, D.C., and then in Orlando. Thank you both so much for everything that you're doing for API, and we're really looking forward to a fantastic year with both of you, one as the president of API and one as the past president. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kushal. And thank you all the TV, Sakshi TV viewers. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi TV, and signing out. Thank you.